What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever, period. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee, and our special guest of the day, Janelle, from Silent Podcast. Janelle, how you doing, baby?
Good. I am so excited to talk about this season with you guys. I'm so interested who you like, who you don't like, who you're rooting for, who you're rooting against, what you're thinking of these moves. Like, I can't wait to discuss all of it.
Period. And have you seen like all of the seasons of Survivor Australia or only a few?
I believe I've seen all of them. I've binged them, so I don't have such a good memory as I do with US Survivor, but I know all the players on the Australian tribe. I know all the US players. I don't know the other world players. I'm completely ignorant to them, but everybody else, I know everybody. What about you guys? Are you guys longtime fans?
Girl, that's more than us, girl. We just got into it last season, right?
Really
Literally
did.
last season.
One of our supporters, Theodore, he was like really on us about actually getting into it. So I had watched what was the one that Ferris was on? What's the name of that?
Titans and Rebels.
Titans versus Rebels. I watched that season. I said, oh my God. I was like, Pharaoh, we have to start covering this show. So then we did the Brain versus Brawn 2, and that was our first season actually covering it. So as far as like knowing the Survivor Australia people, I didn't know George and Shawnee like that. I went back back to watch their I believe it's Hero versus Villains 2. Or I can't remember
yesterday they are in the chat. They say Heroes versus Villains is what.
Okay, Hero versus Villains 2. I watched half of that season. I got to episode 7, but I didn't finish it. So I know a little bit of George and Shawnee, but like everyone else, I really didn't know other than the US players.
Yeah, Shawnee is queen. I don't even think Heroes Villains is a good representation of her. Like her first 2 seasons, she's good.
And I only knew Sarah and Luke. Those were the only people I knew on their tribe. But I watched majority of their season, so I felt like I had a good idea of them. But it feels like, honestly, watching them, even the people who I don't know from the other countries, I'm like, wait, it feels like you're an icon. Like Cass, I'm like, you're clearly up. You're at that caliber to be on the island with Parvati and Sari and them. Like, I feel it through the energy. Even with Kirby, I've never seen Kirby season, but I'm like, this is clearly a mother. Like, you can feel mother. You can feel mother from Shawnee. You felt mother from George. Like, I could feel it from everyone, even like the people who you didn't expect, like Lisa and Cass. I didn't expect to feel anything from them. I'm like, they're I see why you're here, baby.
Yes.
I see it. So I love it. I'm having a good time.
I really like, of everybody that I didn't know, I really am feeling Cass. She interests me, and this makes me want to go watch her season. But you guys, if you have not seen George's original season,
I heard he was acting a fool.
He was like, when I first watched this, I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be gone immediately. But he kept going and surviving, and some of the mess he pulled off.
I have to watch him and Shawnee's original seasons. I'm gonna do it. It's on my bucket list. I either gonna like start it after this, or probably definitely before we cover the next Survivor season.
Yeah.
But I want to get into like the full lore. The only reason why I had to stop Hero vs. Villains 2 was because we got into Love Island and got really, really busy. And then it's really hard when you stop in the middle of a show. It's hard to go back. So I'm giving it some time to see if I can like jump back into it, because it's like you kind of forget how good it is, and then you put on the episode, you're like, ooh, okay, this is why I was tuned in. So I'm gonna get back into it for sure, because I really want to like understand the full like legacy of Survivor. I just hate that it's like low-key finna be not ruined but besmirched by JLP not being there anymore. Like, this is the last time we're gonna see that man.
I know. I was really shocked by that, and I was really shocked that David was taking over. He played with Shawnee in his winning season. And I love that. It was one of my favorite seasons pre-merge, because everybody that I loved was on one tribe, including David. And then they got to post-merge, and it was I don't want to give it away in case you want to watch it. But I hated David. I'll just say that. Not because he did anything wrong, but he was against all my faves. So and they were fighting for their lives.
And then they made him, and then making him the host is crazy because we don't know anything about David other than what we saw here, which wasn't much. So as a host, I'm like, does he qualify? But the chat last time was saying how he's kind of cocky, so he's kind of like always got that energy. And now I'm hearing from you, why the fuck is he the host? Like,
I mean, his winning season, he played a game. I didn't like it. It's purely because he went against the whole tribe that I loved. And they spent the whole merge, including Shawnee, fighting for their lives every single week because David flipped to the other side. He played a good game. It worked for him. I would he's like the equivalent of he didn't play this many times, but I feel like his lore over there is equivalent to Boston Rob.
Interesting. So he's giving that kind of like he's the
I could see them. Yes. I could see them replacing Jeff with Boston Rob type shit. Like if Jeff ever had to step down, they would call Boston Rob in a second.
They're about the same age. They don't need to do. Well, I mean, not that has anything to do. I just feel like with Jeff, if it were to do to anything, it would be like, oh, you're kind of old. But yeah, that is what it's. If that's what it's giving, I see why they would do it. It's just. I don't even think I would like Boston Rob replacing Jeff. Well, in Jeff's prime, because mind you, this is only the 10th, 12th, whatever season of Survivor 13th, Australia.
I want to say.
Right. Yeah. So we're still early in the show. If Jeff was replaced in season 13 by Boston Rob, who won season, he didn't even win at that point. I'd be like, girl, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. So it's a no for me.
So you guys, last question before we get into it. So you guys have watched Survivor for years and years. Like you've been New Parvati, you've been New Sari.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I watched naturally, like actually on television. I think I started watching around maybe like Nayanka season, season, Parvati season.
Nayanka, like I know what you mean. So
Nayanka Fabio, that era. Fabio. Maybe it could have been give or take a few seasons, because girl, I don't know, around that area. And then I watched up until around Game Changers, and then I was like, hold the fuck on. But ever since then, I went back and I binged the entire series. So I've seen every single season at this point. But there's some here and there that I know better than others. But we here now.
I started around, I want to say, like I'm trying to pinpoint it, it's hard, but I want to say around Sari's original season.
Really? That's a good era.
That is a good era.
Prime.
Oh, that's a good era.
I started, I remember distinctively watching the South Pacific reunion for some reason as a kid. And I was like, what is this show? What is it about? What is it giving? And I saw her with Sophie win. I was like, okay, whatever. And I remember the next season had came on, and it was One World. And that was my journey. One World, Kim, Colton. Yeah. Like, oh my God, Sabrina. Like, it really just introduced me to this world. And I started watching every single season. It wasn't until the season Ben won, Heroes, Hustlers, Healers. Around that area, I was like, child, wrap it up. And honestly, I fully fell off. I watched Millennials versus Gen X, and I watched Winners at War. But I, for the most part, fell off of Survivor until New Era, and we started doing the podcast. Like, quite literally, if it wasn't for us doing this podcast, I probably would not be watching Survivor.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just not the same as you know what I mean. And honestly, after so many seasons, there's only so many blind sides or backstabs or whatever. I feel the same. I don't podcast about it, but I run a lot of groups, and I just I watch it out of habit, not because I necessarily love it like I used to, which is sad. And I talk so much smack about Big Brother, but now that is my favorite show because I'm newer to it. Yeah. So
that's why Survivor Australia is so superior, because I feel like Survivor Australia, especially this season, we're really seeing, like, from a U.S. player perspective, what we missed in Survivor US. Because like Parvati, Sari, even Tony, they come from this era of Survivor where it's like you are a big personality, yet you are still playing the game. And I think over the years of Survivor US, it's more so about playing the game and playing smart. Usually isn't the most entertaining, but Parvati specifically is from an era where you could be the Black Widow and still win the show. And so I wish that kind of Survivor US would copy what Survivor Australia is doing, because like last season when Miles, the Jungle Rat, won, like he was this huge personality, and I feel like we don't really get that in Survivor US as much anymore.
I agree. Survivor US, it's like nice. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's what it is. It's like this whole nice game. They don't want to show true villains. They don't want to show any hardcore cutthroat. It's so different than earlier Survivor. It's nothing like it was. To me, Australian Survivor is what U.S. Survivor used to be like before the new era took over.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it. So I agree with you. I don't enjoy it as much. But I feel like the nice stuff is but the fans still find ways to villainize people in the nice version of Survivor.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was so funny because in this drop, when they had the auction, that moment when Lisa was crying because she had made merge, I was thinking that shows the difference between Survivor US and Survivor Australia. If this was Survivor US, that would have been a whole moment, bitch. There would have been music. Literally. Jeff would have been like, so Lisa, how does it feel? You're in merge. And she would have had a whole moment to cry. We would have got our backstory. It would have been so huge. And JLP was like, that's a lot of emotion. Anyways.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
No, for real. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get into the actual episodes. Let's dive in. Let me pull up the images. Ooh. Right. You saw that? Boom. Here we are. We started off episode 4, and we're not merged yet, but it was announced that both tribes are going to tribal council this episode. They kind of pulled the wool over our eyes with this one, bitch, because the whole time, and they knew exactly what they were doing because they dropped in 3 episode batches, so they knew what the fuck we were going to be expecting, and then it didn't really give what it was expecting. I'm gonna just ignore it and let them have it, but both tribes did not go to tribal council. One tribe went to tribal council, and the other one showed up.
I don't like when people preview things and get me excited for something that's not going to happen, especially because honestly, and I low-key think this was just a full setup to go into merge even because we saw the actual immunity challenge. The world challenge tribe dominated that immunity. For them to still have to go to tribal and eventually vote someone off of a fire making challenge that one of their weakest fire makers have to play in. Like, I don't love Tony, but Tony got a little play. Like, no shade. Like, Tony should, and I think Tony would have been really interesting in the merge. So I did kind of get upset that Tony left because of this, because it's like, I don't think the World Tribe should have had to vote someone off. Like, they were eating up those challenges.
Right. They were the last one standing. Even I was so proud of Sari. She was in the top 3 of that challenge. Yes. So I was saying the same thing. I was like, so what are we really doing here? Then why did you say this? We brought everybody here for them all to have another challenge to determine who was voting somebody off. It was completely pointless. I'm with y'all on that one.
It was so pointless, but we're here. Still a good episode. Still very interesting. Mm-hmm. We can start off and we can first just talk about what was going on in the Australia tribe. Usually what we do, Janelle, is we go tribe by tribe. But since they're about to merge, of course, we'll just be talking about all of them together. But for this episode, I think we should just go over Australia tribe, go through their mechanics and what's happening over there, because it does bleed into the merge. So we need to see what's tea before we get into the actual people who actually went to tribal. Because why did they lie and say Australia went to tribal? Well, they did it. But anyway, we're here and starting off episode 4. Shawnee and all of them, they're coming back from the tribal council they just had where George went home. And Shawnee is like noting in the back of her mind, these bitches was low-key trying to vote for me. Janelle was trying to vote for her. Luke was trying to vote for her. Janine was trying to vote for her. Luke was trying to vote for her. Janine threw a vote on her. And she's like, them two over there, they're doing what they're doing over there. I don't fuck with that. And at this point is where it's like Shawnee has really like gotten real deep in with Kirby. I don't know what it is about Kirby, because once again, I've never seen Kirby season. Y'all have. Why does everybody want to work with her? It's crazy.
It's like, the energy. It's this energy that she just exudes. Like, you can tell that she is like this leader. And I think in Survivor Australia current day, and then with players like Sari and Parvati and things like that, they want to work with big players. I think that's why we're seeing someone like Parvati in this season be so successful, because in Survivor Australia, you can be this big player, this person that goes balls to the wall and have a big personality and still go on to win the game. So I feel like it's something that the bigger players like to do, just like link up. Because I feel like I saw that in Titan versus Rebels. We kind of saw that in Brand versus Braun too, where it's like they tend to stick together, because if we go after each other, it's going to be all of the, flops at the end. We don't want that.
Yeah, and I think in her season, she just really proved herself. She went head to head with the winner. It was always Kirby Ferris. I felt like it was the Kirby Ferris show in their season, and she just proved herself. She was strategic, she was cutthroat, and somewhat loyal until she feels like she don't need you anymore. So I just feel like her season was so recent, recency bias, but she was a good player. She was a very interesting player, and the dynamic between Kirby and Ferris was just fun because they were like frenemies, like who's gonna get who first, who's gonna go further, and they were always holding off on getting the other one. So I just think that she made a name for herself, and people want to work with people like that.
Yeah, I definitely want
to. Surprised she wanted David out as bad as she did. Honestly,
yeah,
I would have thought she wanted to link up with him.
I understood a little bit because the way she kind of attacked it reminded me of how she did it a few times back in her season. Like she wants to work with certain players, like certain big players. It's like, I want to take you down, but other ones, it's like, okay, we can kind of have this like rivalry or a partnership. And I think that she sensed that with Parvati. Like she truly sensed her as someone that she could, be next to. And I just like she probably didn't respect David as much, low key. But in general, I just think that she's such a interesting player as well. Like the reason why I think she ended up getting clipped is because they could not fathom that she was so willing to flip with them. But it's like, because Kirby is not gonna just do what the like easiest thing is to do. It's so easy just to stick with your tribe, So I hate that she kind of got this like, in a way, reputation this season of someone being disloyal, because I don't really see her as a disloyal person. She targets people, but for example, like the situation with Sarah, she didn't go after Sarah until Sarah started saying her name. Like I can't recall a time in Titan versus Rebels where she just was working with someone and said, "Oh, fuck it, you gotta go." Like I truly think she was going to be loyal to Parvati in the end.
I do too.
But child, it is what it is.
Child. So the main thing is what we're talking about that matters, the Sarah Kirby situation, because Sarah feels like Kirby isn't looking her way enough. She's like, Kirby used to be looking at me, but now she's not looking at me as much, and she's not looking to talk to me as much. Whatever the accent is, shit.
But you're not doing it, baby.
I wasn't eating that.
No,
I wasn't eating that up.
No. It was giving bad British.
I wasn't. Anyways, Sarah feels like Kirby's not giving her enough attention, and that's her girl. She wants that attention from Kirby. Kirby got something, like some type of that scent. It got to be something happening where it's like if you get a whiff of it, it's like, ooh, like you want you some Kirby.
Girls.
But anyways, yes.
Some girls in line.
Like what Sarah, I think she felt strong on by Kirby. I feel like she thinks Kirby is more going to boss her around.
Right.
And I really, really didn't get like why Sarah was so against Shawnee. Like she did not want Shawnee involved.
It was giving jealousy.
Yeah. I mean, Shawnee has played 4 times. She is a very, very popular player, and there will be many people that would not remember Sarah. So I think that as well was probably intimidating, and she don't want to share her loyalty with Kirby. She's like, I don't want to share with her. But it was giving jealous. How she approached it was giving very jealous.
It was.
I just feel like there's a lot of narratives that Sarah throws out there. Like I feel like it low-key changes every time she talks about it, of like why she's upset and why she doesn't want to work with Kirby. Like she went out of her way to submit loyalty to Kirby on the first vote and turn on her real life friend and David. And then after it happened, you were so upset with yourself that all of a sudden it became Kirby strong-armed you into making a decision. And then I want to go after Shawnee because I want to still work with Kirby, but Shawnee's in the way and I can't do that. And now it turns into, oh, she likes to go after big players. And if she's the top dog and if she can't control you, then it's a problem. Girl, that never happened.
I don't know what happened. I think she was so focused on trying to prove or rebrand her legacy or something like that. Like, because none of what she's doing makes sense, especially from the Sarah I remember on her season. She was way more meticulous and intentional on her season. Here, she's just doing what the fuck ever. But she also keeps saying, like, I want to play different than I played last time. And all of that other shit. And it's like, girl, you're doing too much thinking. Just play the game. And I think that's what's causing all of this bullshit. So she has this weird feeling that Kirby doesn't all of a sudden doesn't trust her anymore because Kirby isn't talking to her enough. So she goes to Janine and she lets Janine know that she feels like Kirby's kind of shifting her way away from her, and she doesn't know how she feels about her, and she doesn't really feel comfortable basically soft launching this Kirby target that she's trying to do. Now, Janine is a very interesting one. I forgot she even did this. Janine, and that's what she does. She drops these little umps and then she walks away. It gives very like witchy. Like she gives me Agatha Harkness vibes or something. Like it just gives like she's dropping this little dust on them as she walks past, and then she lets whatever happens. Like
I live because the chat was on our ass last episode. It was like, oh, y'all don't know Janine? You don't know Janine?
I know her now.
I know Queen Neen. I know Queen Neen now. I sure do.
I want to say I don't like I said I don't remember the Australian seasons nearly as well as I remember US, but I want to say she was in the top 3 of her season if I remember correctly.
I heard she did really well. Like I heard she did really well, so that probably makes sense.
As we see, she's super strategic and she's very manipulative in an unassuming way. Like you just feel like you're having a conversation. I really like her, and she's really somebody that they should be watching. Like don't play with me. Yeah.
I love her now.
Okay, so godmother. I know that's right.
She has a diary room and she says, this was a perfect thing for Sarah to tell me about Kirby because I can just drop the little seed and watch it grow. Very much so that. So she goes first. She tells Luke. She's like, well, Luke, Sarah was like, I think she was just talking it out to Luke because she was like, Sarah told me this about Kirby and I could tell Kirby. And then the next scene she goes and tells Kirby. She's like, Kirby, you know what, girl? You know, Sarah was saying that she doesn't really feel like you're giving her the trust that she needs. Like she's feeling like she doesn't really trust you. I don't know where that came from. And then another thing she does when she tells people information, she like doesn't fully tell them. She like lets them come to the conclusion very much so themselves. Like she real subtle with it. Shout out to her. But yes, this is what we get. She spills that tea, and Kirby and Sarah, they after each other at this point. Like that's it.
And I don't even think Sarah knows. Sarah is not aware that Kirby has any sort of suspicion. Yeah. That's why when we see what happens later, that she was very, very blindsided. So
yeah. So after this, we get to the immunity competition. We already talked about how the World Tribe literally eats them the fuck up. They flop,
dominated.
Sarah won, and there was 3 people on the World Tribe still going after Sarah won. Like, baby, y'all flopped, no shade. But that was it. Everything else that occurred did not matter because they weren't actually going to tribal council. I don't know why they lied, but they lied. And then we head to the tribal council, which we'll get to after we go through the real bitches, the real people. They're not the bitches, but the real people who went to tribal council.
Fuck Australians. Wait,
I'm saying Australia is. We'll get to episode 5 and see what the fuck happened because I don't agree. I know Kirby is everybody girl. Love her down.
Hold on.
I didn't agree with that at all.
You didn't agree with her speaking with mothers?
Yeah.
The mothers that took her out?
Look.
We gotta think. We gotta think a little bit. We
got you.
Mother ate her up, baby. The mother's daughter.
No, I'll let him have it.
Now that's my sister, but I was like, rah. But anyways, before that happens, we get to the world.
Trying to give the fans what we wanted. Like I can't fault her for that.
I will give her that because she did do that. But she did a lot of other stuff too. But anyways, on the World Tribe, if you don't remember, the 4 girls were locking in against the 2 boys, and Tony knew the fuck what was tea. He was like, hold on, it's getting scary. I don't fuck with that at all. And we initially see that the split that's happening is Suri and Parvati know Tony. Cass and Lisa are working with Tommy. So Cass and Lisa and Suri and Parvati are having this like debate over which of the boys is going home. And of course, 2 of the girls want one boy to go home and the other 2 want the other boy to go home. And this is when I realized Cass might be that girl. I was like, hold on. Because I had some spoilers before watching the episode, and I knew I had an idea of which one went home. No, I knew which one went home. And I was like, hold the fuck on. How did that happen when Parvati and Suri is here? Like, how did that happen?
I blame Tony, though. Do you guys not blame Tony for this?
No, it's definitely his fault. Like he essentially tried to make it seem like they had already flipped on him, which is why he was acting that way. But from what we saw, they were going into the vote sticking with Tony. It wasn't until he started acting a fool they were like, "Oh, no."
Right. And I honestly don't blame him for being nervous with the women and how things were going. But I agree with you going into it. Parvati and Suri wanted their guy. I understand why each side wants their person, because if one side lets it go, the other side automatically has the upper hand. Nobody wants to willingly give that up. But in that tribal, I'm like, Tony, shut up. Like, I think that if he would have remained calm and not panicked, that we would have had a different outcome. But if you remember, every time Tony's back's against the wall, he throws these fits. Yeah. Like in Game Changers, he went toe to toe with Sandra in that tribal, and Tony went home very, very quickly. We saw in Traders, if y'all watch Traders, Tony was getting his way. Tony threw a whole fit, mad at Boston Rob, making all the little comments. And now here he goes toe to toe with the other Survivor queen. Parvati starts outing her left and right, talking about keys and this and that. When she wanted to keep you. I saw her even say on social media, Tony had a post about it, and Parvati's like, "Did you watch the episode?" Oh, that's what she said in the comments, because she really wanted to keep him. So I don't know if there's some beef there, but Tony doesn't get his way. King Tony doesn't get his way. King Tony acts a fool. Like,
he's spilling.
You really lining it up, because like I didn't even think about the previous instances. Like literally, like he starts swinging, and it's like he was going down with a fight, bitch. Okay,
right. He was fighting. No, this was a great tribal council. Tony made that tribal. I will give him that shoe on his. I was supposed to get a shoe and put it on my neck. I forgot that shoe on his neck. Is crazy.
I would not have taken him. They was like, "Oh, does he got something?" That man ain't got nothing.
Not that shoe. Not with that shoe, please. And speaking of the traders,
they should have known. Oh, he's scared, because this is
he's scared as fuck.
Yes.
Like, what? Shout out to DM Rocks. DM Rocks says, "Hey, JLP might be hosting the Traders Australia." Ooh. Now that would be a bag that what is it? 10 Play lost out on, because baby, the Traders taking up that. JLP is a great host. I don't know. Hey, that man.
He's charismatic. He's fine. Like he got a body. Like it's a lot.
All of that. But yes, that's how we are going into the immunity challenge. During the immunity challenge, though, there was some conversations we haven't got into, because Kirby looks to the left and she sees this gorgeous. Y'all, quick question: is it giving romantic?
Yes.
Parvati is openly bisexual.
Diva.
Kirby, I don't actually know what Kirby is. I would assume
there was a recent interview.
Would you say, Lee?
I was gonna say there was a recent podcast where she confirmed like in the same sex.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to say I saw her with a girlfriend, to my memory, in her last season, like out of the house. So, like, I think the vibes were there. Like, you could just tell. Because I said, Kirby's in love with this woman. Like, that's what I said.
Girl, it was giving that a little bit.
Yes. And if you notice, a lot of these players, we'll see later, they are flocking to Suri and Parvati.
They are.
They are. Like, they want to meet them. They want to talk to them. They're excited to meet them. And Kirby's eyes was big. I want to work with y'all. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You see that big ass smile she got up on? Girl, oh my gosh, she was in love. And it's like, how can you not be? It's fucking Parvati. And then also too, like, I'm not sure how much research that the other people have done, but like, I would assume if you're playing on like Survivor Australia, you've watched Survivor US. Like, Parvati is a legend, a Survivor legend. Like, why would you want to turn on her? Or like how Lisa is so loyal to Suri. I get it. Yeah. That would be me, baby. I don't care if I lose, bitch. We're in an alliance down.
Cool. So I have a question for you too. This debate, I run a lot of Facebook fan groups, some of them really, really big groups. And I'm seeing Suri get a lot of criticism because she's riding with Parvati. They think that it's stupid. They're like, you rode with her in Micronesia and you lost.
Dang, we kind of talked about that, Lee. We kind of just talked about that. What was that last night? Was that today? Like, that was today. We literally discussed like Suri's history with Survivor specifically, and I said something along the lines of she is comfortable working with power players, and so is Parvati. But with Parvati is able to stand out next to power players and still get respect and is able to win. And I do think if Cirie made it to the final 3, she would also get respect and end up winning the game. But the issue is other people don't want to bring Cirie. Like, even when there was a chance to bring Cirie, like on Micronesia, wasn't it? Micronesia, she didn't get brought. You know, it's like she doesn't end up getting brought. Even in her original seasons, they were voting her out in that final 4. Was 2 votes against her. And it's like, for some reason, she doesn't have she has the win equity. And I think other people don't feel comfortable sitting next to her, even though they'll feel comfortable sitting next to Parvati, which is crazy. Doesn't really make that much sense, but it happened. So after 6 seasons, a part of me is like, maybe do something different. And that's no shade.
Well, I was thinking up for her because I feel like this. Over the years, I follow them behind the scenes and all of those kinds of things. Each of them has shown a very big mutual respect for one another as players. Like Cirie is like, I love playing with Parvati because she will go out on a limb for her people. We saw her play 2 idols on other players in Heroes vs. Villains. Who does that mess? And they are both loyal players to whomever they're truly with. Right. We are not going to see Cirie turn on Parvati and vice versa unless they absolutely have to. We saw in the first episode when Rob was trying to get Parvati on Cirie, and then people were trying to get Cirie on Parvati. They're like, they didn't even say it. They're like, and they don't do that. New school is a whole nother beast. They turn on their allies at the drop of a hat and then don't even get to the end on top of that. You know what I mean? So old school people, they rode for their numbers. And I feel like it is smart for Cirie to stick with Parvati because they're going to be loyal. What's the sense in cutting Parvati tomorrow and then your butt don't get to the end? I would rather myself get there and then I'll worry about fighting for these votes or what I'm going to do or if I can snipe her at 4. But I think it's so goofy for the people that are criticizing her for working with Parvati, but they're going to be. We saw the preview when Parvati's like, do I play an idol on Cirie or me? She's willing to do that for her people because she knows the power is in keeping your numbers, keeping those that are loyal to you. And that's how old school has always played. This new school era, it's like the biggest thing to get out your number 1 ally because they're a target and they're going to beat you. And then your butt don't even get to the end.
I don't get that. Like, they be having those conversations pre-jury. Girl, can we get to merge? Can we get to merge first? We start talking about your ally being a big threat. With Cirie, I agree with you, Janelle. I think she should be working with Parvati. I think that she is in a position to where she can work with a beast like Parvati and still do well. I think it's kind of just like, I also see Pharaoh's point of view in the fact that you kind of have to switch it up to an extent, because the thing about Parvati, I mean, think about Cirie. She's such a good player. I truly believe any season of Survivor she's on, hell, even Survivor 50 that's going to come out, if she makes it to the end, she wins the season. Same with Big Brother. She wins the season. It's just always getting there. And unfortunately, because this is a real conversation we have to have, it might be the physical where she's lacking. Because I feel like it's always coming down to a competition. The reason why Parvati was able to choose her is because Parvati won an immunity. Cirie has to be able to win an immunity, make fire, win an HOH. We saw in the Traders, you didn't need to win competitions. It was all about having people believe that you're not the traitor. So she didn't have to win somewhere and take someone. She was able to just go to the end with people that trusted her more. If you're able to do that, I think she would have won every season, but it's always that like factor of a challenge where at the end someone wins and they're like, well, we cannot bring Cirie. Everyone respects Cirie. They'll bring her towards the end, but they won't bring her to those final 2 chairs. So she would have to do that herself because she is so good at this point. And I feel like it's only worse now because her reputation is so big, you know? And I think that's what's unfortunate, but I don't know. Because that's the thing. I don't know what she can do. I can't say, oh, she just goes to the gym and get fucking Parvati fit. You know, I'm not, you know, because that's like unrealistic. But it's like that. I don't know what she can do other than that to be able to win competitions. Like,
and honestly, I'm surprised she's getting the criticism this season so much, because I feel like if I had to think of something for her to do, the only thing would be to make sure Parvati isn't at the end with any of her allies. And we saw what happened at the end of episode 6, how Cirie was like, take that girl Kirby out of here because she's so close with you. And it's like, that's the best thing you can. I think that's the best thing Cirie can do, is to get to the end with her minions. And it's weird, not weird, but it seems like in Survivor, I can't recall in Survivor, other than maybe Heroes versus Villains, that Cirie had her own kind of like grouping of people who were kind of up under Cirie. Usually Cirie is able to kind of like get in very close with Parvati and her Black Widows, or Aris and his little situation he has going. You know, she likes that kind of dual thing, but I think the best thing for her is how she won the Traitors. You had your minions at the end, baby. Like, if Cirie can get to the end of Survivor 50 with people who are loyal to her to a fault, with Lisa, if Lisa and Cirie can get to the end and Lisa takes Cirie, then I feel like that's her path. Or if Lisa can get to the end with someone who is able to win a comp and willing to take her, then that's the world where she wins the game, in my opinion. And I think she just keeps getting to the end with people who are too smart to take her. Honestly, she should work with a dumb person. She loves working with smart people, but the game you won was when you worked with dumb people. Work with them idiots, use them idiots, and no shade to them people. No shade to them people. But use them idiots. When she was using Quentin and Andy or whatever their name was on the Traitors, that was the show she won. If she sits here and she works with just loyal followers, like, in my opinion, she should prioritize Lisa and Tommy, because they seem like the two least threatening people to her. And if she gets to the end with Lisa and Tommy, it's like Lisa and Tommy probably gonna take her. Like, this is a hard season because these players have played before and they're smart, but we've seen Cirie with people who would literally choose her game over theirs. And it's like, she needs to find those people in Survivor 50, and she needs to make sure they're at the end, and she needs to make sure they take her, because Lee's right. She might not win the comp. So,
and I think that Cirie's reputation is such that if she gets her butt in the final 3, she will win. I don't care who's sitting there. I just think that the respect for her name is there. And if she can make it, her original season, she went out 3rd. Her Micronesia, it should have been a final 3, but they switched it to a final 2. And if Cirie would have been there, Cirie would have won. Do you know? Here's Bill India, she went out. Then we have Advantage Getting, where everybody had something but Cirie. That was final 5. She can get herself there. She can work with a group of people. It's just something happens every single time.
Every single time. And I'm like, I'm so traumatized. I'm at the point where I'm like, well, what is it gonna be this time? God damn it! Like, have as much faith as I wish I did, just because her luck has been so bad with her. I don't know what it is, but 50 feels the number 50 feels like relevant, and it's like someone
if Cirie wins Survivor 50, baby, it's gonna be a celebration in the motherfucking street that night.
Yes, it is. And you know who has a similar storyline to me is Shawnee. In all her seasons, you get so close every single time. In a lot of those seasons, she spent fighting for her life, and I feel like it's similar with her. If she gets there, she wins, just because of who she is and the player that she's known to be. So we'll see how this season fares for her too, because I love her.
We'll see. So Kirby locks in with Parvati, or mentions locking in with Parvati during the immunity challenge, and then at the end of the challenge is Parvati versus Cass. I thought this was gonna come back up in the other immunity challenge, but it kind of didn't. But Parvati makes this deal, or offers this deal to Cass. Cass doesn't take it until she's shaking in her boots. And for some reason, Parvati was like, well, the offer's still there. I don't know why the offer was still there. That girl was shaking down. You can't deal make when you're shaking, honey. Like, she should just let her drop. But she still offered it, and Cass was like, I'll take that offer. And then she dropped real quick. So that occurred, and it didn't come back.
But wasn't the deal the next endurance challenge? I'll step down.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then the next one, JLP said something, and probably was like, shh.
He was like, are they gonna fight it out, or are they gonna make a deal? And she was like, because by that point she didn't trust her no more, which was funny. Right. So yes, boom, Parvati wins the immunity, and they head back to the camp. Back at the camp, we see Tony is already spiraling. He wants to make sure them girls are not talking. He's following them around. He is hilarious. It's weird because when Tony is successful at the game, it's like, this is a very intelligent, genius man who's really good at being calm, cool when he needs. But when he's not at the top, like Janelle said, that man acts the plum.
He crashes out. He's a crash out.
Why are you following these ladies? Literally following them. It was crazy. But hey, he did it. That's what he did. So Cass has the plan to try to make sure that the girls vote out Tony. This is what I will say. Although it seemed very much so like Cirie and Parvati were going to stick to Tony, Cass was putting in that work. Like they didn't seem like Parvati and Cirie didn't seem like they were putting in work on Cass and Lisa the way I feel like Cass was putting in work on them. Cass was trying, baby. Like she was really trying. So she goes to Cirie and she's basically like, well, you know, Tony and Parvati, they're a little bit cooler, and I don't know if that's good for us. And I don't know, Parvati's gonna try to keep him as long as possible. Do we need that to happen? And Cirie just played on with all the girls. She's like, well, you know, I don't know. Is that something we should worry about?
So now that we've seen Cirie on Big Brother, does it not make her strategic moments on Survivor have so much more like context?
Yes.
Like in my head, I'm like, Cirie don't give a damn about this conversation. Or like even when she's talking to someone, she's talking to Kirby, she's like, you know, Kirby, I saw you on that mat, and I was just like, oh my god, I was starstruck. I said, Cirie, you lying? Like, Cirie, you are a liar. Because like you can just hear the tone of voice. I'm like, that is her Big Brother lying voice.
That's her lying voice, bro.
You.
It's crazy. Ever since, well, this season, every conversation, I feel like I finally know Cirie, because for some reason, her game, it's hard to understand how like manipulative, for lack of a better word, she's being with these people. Like every other season I saw her, I was like, Cirie is so genuine. She's just so wonderful. Like she's just such a nice person. And of course people wouldn't want her out. I knew she was quotations a villain. Like even when she was on the Hero Tribe, I was like, hero in the sense of the storyline. But as a game player, I knew she was a little slimy after Micronesia. She was playing in their face in Micronesia when she forced them to work with her because she was like, I'm gonna vote who I want to. Like she was doing some hardcore shit, but people overlook it. But now that I've seen her on Big Brother, I'm telling y'all, if y'all love Cirie, y'all love Survivor, and y'all haven't seen Big Brother, at least watch some of Cirie's Big Brother season, see some of her diary room, something, because you get so much information. This girl hates everyone. I don't even think she likes Parvati that much. She doesn't like anybody. She doesn't like anybody, including her son. And that's not even no shade. Like, she really doesn't like anybody. Cirie hates all of them.
Remember she was like the happy birthday thing. She was like,
and she hopped right into it. Oh, this is a legend.
So funny.
This is a legend, a queen. But yes, Cass tries it, and Cirie said, girl, I'm not doing that. Even though she, in this moment, she agrees to it, but in her diary room, she was like, look, I don't want to risk the girls' alliance, but at the end of the day, me and Parvati, we want to keep Tony. So, and I see Cirie's point of view as well, because no shade, Tony acted the plum fool. Like, y'all don't need, like, Cirie considering this at the moment, I was like, girl, you shouldn't even consider it. But by the end of the episode, I was like, girl, you shouldn't risk valuable allies for a crash out. And that's just no period.
Right. And period. I would not trust Tony. I mean, I get the notion of wanting to keep him, but I would be nervous having him post-merge because he will do anything.
Right.
And he's not going to be controlled by those two. They're not going to be able to manipulate him like they would like a Lisa who's fangirling over Cirie. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, I didn't know what the right choice was. I'm fine with it considering how he went out, but I didn't know what the right choice was for them.
Yeah. So Tony tells Tommy, he pulls Tommy to the side and tells him that Parvati is saying his name. He's trying to use this as a way to tell Tommy that everyone is manipulating them and da. He's throwing everything at the wall at this point. This was right before Tribal Council. They head into Tribal Council and everything goes down. First of all, everyone's here, y'all. Everyone's at the Tribal Council, both tribes, for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But JLP reveals that it's a fire-making situation. That each tribe is going to draw rocks, and the person who gets the rock has to make fire on behalf of their tribe. The winning tribe can leave, and they're not actually going to Tribal Council, and then the losing tribe actually goes to Tribal Council. This bullshit.
I hate this so much. Like, even down to, like, the other tribe then leaving. I'm like, so what? We came just to set up this fire-making challenge for one person
and then leave?
And then merge tomorrow. I'm just like... I didn't like this twist. I didn't love it. You know, I haven't seen a lot of Survivor Australia season, so a lot of people have mentioned certain twists could be annoying, like the non-elimination episode and things like that.
Oh,
but I was just like, this is so random.
At least have them all vote.
Right. It just felt so randomly placed. I didn't love it.
To me, the world shouldn't have even had to go or vote anybody out. Then they go and because of a rock.
Literally.
They have to get thrown into fire to want to. I mean, to Cerie's defense, I have seen her make fire on multiple seasons. She just crumbles under the pressure of having two hits right there. She can make fire, so stop dragging Cerie and her fire making skills. She can.
Because I was low key like, hold on, girl, fire making is one of them new twists in this new era. I need you to eat that up next time, right? If it ever is.
Well, hopefully we got rid of it. Because I voted no.
I voted no. Janelle, did you do those votes during Survivor?
I did. I voted no. I hate fire making. I never forget when I was celebrating on Heroes versus Villains versus Hustlers. Is that what it is? Heroes, Hustlers, something. Yep. And when Ben lost that immunity challenge because of that upside down U, I was like, yes. And then she opened that damn note. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Bullshit.
Yeah. I hate
that. Was my worst nightmare.
It was.
That came to life.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
I was like, that's convenient. Now this vet that y'all been shoving down our throat all season, now he's not gonna go home because I know he's gonna make fire. I was so mad.
Chrissy is on Survivor 50, isn't she?
Chrissy is on Survivor 50. Yeah. It would be such a reprimand if she can make it all the way to the end and then not.
Survivor 50 is gonna be good, y'all. I'm kind of getting excited a little bit. I'm gonna get excited.
It just has a lot of like super dynamic players. Like the good thing about them mixing the old era with the new era and it not just being new era is the old era plays so differently. Like I think with all of their energy is gonna make the season good. So I'm excited, child.
I hope they do it good. That's all. I hope they do it justice.
I pray, honestly.
This is how I felt about Winners at War, and I was mad every single week.
So Tony gets up in the middle of the tribal council. He said this is gonna get live. It got very live very fast with Tony. JLP barely started talking and Tony already got up. He said he stood up. He's like, so who are we voting? What are we doing? What's the vote? Everyone's like, well, I don't know. And I don't know what it. And the crazy thing is they genuinely didn't really know. Like Cerie was damn near about to start whispering to the girls herself. Like, wait, what are we doing again? Like, where are we going to land on? Because they didn't know that it wasn't going to be a full tribal thing. They didn't know it was just the world going to a tribal council. So at this point, everyone is trying to figure out the vote. But Tony is acting like they're kind of like playing in his face. So this is when he grabs the bag and pulls his shoe out. He pulls his shoe out of his bag. He ties a string around it, hangs it on his neck, and he says, I'm going to wear this shoe. And I'm going to wear this shoe because this shoe means I'm protected today. I'm protected tonight, and I know I'm safe. And it was kind of working. The girls was kind of like, well, I mean, if he does have one, we need to make sure we throw a vote. Girl, please.
That man would have pulled that shoe out, and I would have been like, Anti-Ways.
Like that's a shoe. I don't even know why they thought to even get scared. Tony wouldn't. If Tony had an idol, he would have been sitting in that chair happy.
He would have had it out. Like, what we gonna do? He would have
literally.
Right.
It never gave shoe. But the girls finally all four get up and they discuss. And basically they're going back and forth versus which of the two they're gonna vote because they still are having this debacle between Tony and Tommy. Meanwhile, they start dispersing, sitting back down, Here go Tony, ruining all of his chances. Did Parvati ever tell y'all that she found the key to the box? Everybody was like, huh?
And then all the girls acting shocked.
What?
Right.
Mind you, all four of them were there. Like, you can't gag the queen. Like, he tried to gag her when she told all of her allies already, like, you thought you ate that up, like observant in the fact that obviously the box has been open, but not observant at all in the fact that all the girls are working together. So don't you think she would have told them? Like maybe.
My question was, did he really see it, or was he throwing a Hail Mary? Because I don't remember him.
He made
it up for sure. He knew that the box was unlocked, and I think he was just like Parvati.
Yeah, he said in the diary room, he said, I know Parvati unlocked the box because she stopped looking for the key. And she used to be looking for the key every fucking day. So observant, but you flopped. This was a flop. This was a chop. So at this point, we got the shoe. We got the, did you know that Parvati? Like it was kind of awkward to watch as a fan because I'm like, baby, she already told them. Like, you look stupid. But
I love Parvati's reaction because she's like, Tony, you don't know what you're talking about. Tony,
you don't. Really? Like, how do you know? Did somebody tell you? Who told you? Who told you that? And then he can't say anything. He was like, I saw her right after she found the key.
He was like, "Why are you gonna get more coconuts?" I was thirsty.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Going for her neck, but I thought she handled it relatively well. But she was like, "I'm ready to vote." Like she was like, "You're done. Like I'm not keeping you. You want to come for my neck." So yeah, everybody in the future, when Tony plays, if he's throwing a fit, he ain't got nothing. He can't do nothing. Just vote him out.
She was over it. While they're going back and forth, and this is where I kind of got scared, because while they're going back and forth, the 3 other world tribe members, Lisa, Tommy, and Cass, they go to the corner. They're like, "We sticking together, regardless. We need to stick together." I was like, "Hold the fuck on, sticking together while they're arguing, like what?" And it's Sari was sitting down at first. He said, "Let me get up here and see what Bowie Jane's talking about over here." She said, "Hold the fuck up! What y'all doing over there?"
Right. Sari's so fucking funny, bro.
This whole tribal, I was laughing. The shoe, calling her about the key she already had. Sari saying, "What the fuck is Bowie Jane talking about over here?" Them going in the car. Everything was killing me. Oh my God. But finally, we got to the vote. Now, one of the votes I wrote down, one of their confessionals, because I felt like this was iconic. Miss Parvati Shallow said in the voting booth while holding up Tony's paper, "Whew, when you're backed into a corner, kitty's got claws. Don't come at me like that, Tony." And then she put the vote in the box. Oh, kitty's got claws. She gags it. She's so eloquent when she speaks. Isn't she enamoring?
She is. I love her. I love her so much. Like she's so iconic. And we were talking about that before. Like she truly is just like the originator of this archetype, the Parvati archetype, where it's like you're this gorgeous girl and you have this charm and you can use that charm to like slightly manipulate people and things like that. Like I feel like we see so many women go on reality TV and they say like that's what they're gonna do and they're strategic and they're gonna use these men and they're gonna use. Parvati is the only person I've ever seen actually do it successfully. Like it's like wow, like to see her be so successful and be so beautiful and just be so everything. It's just like wow, like you're really like a full package, and she can go on to be a winner. Like it's insane.
Yeah, and she's strategic, she's social, she's physical. Like it's and I like her delivery. I like I like her lines, I like her cheekiness, I like her little jabs at people. And she said in some interviews she's nervous about a couple of things she said. So I'm wondering how cutthroat she's gonna get as we get closer. Because if you do notice, if you back her into a corner a little bit, she can be a little ruthless. Like how
she got claws herself for real.
How she's coming at Luke, I was like, ooh, down a little bit hard. Yeah,
that's that you can maturity, for sure.
You could tell she's having so much fun. Like I love that she was brought because I don't think we would get this Parvati if she was playing Survivor US. I feel like it's because she's playing Survivor Australia. This is why it's coming out like this, and it's like I live because this is the Parvati we missed. Because I feel like with Winners at War, she was a little bit more reserved. No, like it felt like
they wanted to. I feel like that is what they wanted to present to us. I'm not saying that she's not softer and more loving. I mean, she went out there and played that game. Her baby was 9 months old when she decided to do that. Wow. And I just feel like that was an anomaly, and that's what they wanted to show us. Do you know what I mean? Because they knew where she ended, they wanted to show a different side to her. But she still had it in her. You remember how she talked about spitting Adam's bones over on Edge of Extinction? She still had that, right? Yeah. But US wants to present this nice thing that they do now. So I feel like old school Parvati was in there. That's just not what they decided to show us. We're seeing true, authentic Parvati in this season.
100%. So Tony stands up with a sock, hands JLP the sock. Well, was about to hand JLP the sock, and then said, "I'm gonna keep this for jury." While he's doing that, Sari is whispering, this iconic tribal. My God, Sari is whispering to Parvati. She said, "If he got one, go up there and get it and play it on me. Go up there and get it and play it on me." Because the whole situation with the box and how on the podium up there's an idol, very iconic. Then, of course, Tony is voted out. He is now no longer in the motherfucking game. And we slide into...
And what a pre-merge. George, Tony, David, and the dude from South Africa, the winner. What was his name?
Rob.
Yeah. Like, first of all, 4 men. All 8 women are in merge. Icons at that. It's like, wow, like this is really a season.
Yeah.
I saw, well, in my realm on Facebook, people are pissed. They feel like Yes, they're mad, the people that like those people, but they feel like it should have started off equal numbers of men and equal numbers of women. I don't feel that way, but that's what a criticism that I'm seeing is like, oh, it's set up for the women to win. If it had been the opposite, people would be losing their minds. But I'm like, Rob went out because Rob went after Parvati. Like he tried to cut off. He stupidly had no idea who Parvati was when he played with her. He had no idea who anybody on his tribe was. He didn't know the relationships. He didn't know Tony. He didn't know Sari. He didn't know any of the other people. He knew all the Aussie players. That's why he's kikiing with David. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's another criticism I'm seeing is they feel like since it didn't start off equal men, equal women, they set it up for this to happen. I'm like, oh, please. But
I can only see that argument with the U.S. tribe because they did do the Black Widow situation. But on the Australian tribe, they didn't have any alliance based on gender anyway. But also, too, on the U.S. tribe, the people, the world, quote unquote, they have more players.
More numbers.
Women that chose to turn on them because they turned
on their own alliance. It's a bunch of BS. But they chose to turn on their own alliance. The world could have got out one of the Americans easy peasy, but they chose to go after one of them. And I credit Sarita that because Miss Lisa was fangirling hard and all she wanted to do was play with Sari. Like I would be the same. I could never be in one of these mixed returnee. I'm losing. Don't stick me on No Tribe or on Big Brother with Taylor or Chelsea or somebody that I like. Don't stick me on Survivor. I'm gonna lose the game.
I'm losing.
So
proudly
fangirling. Yeah. But that's what I think saved Parvati because she could have easily went. And they also didn't like Rob's bullish ways. So it was a multitude of things. I don't think it was just
exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I would argue they all got themselves at home. No shade.
Literally, I mean, it's not even we saw the episodes. Did y'all not see the footages? Like they act like, did you watch the show came on? Like we literally saw how it happened. I think I think if they were just to say, I wish it was 8 and 8 on each tribe, I would take that more. I don't feel like them blaming the reason all 4 or 5 first boots were men is because it's because they all were playing badly in the terms of this season.
They were
honestly.
outplayed.
But yeah, these icons. But I will say I am gagging because in merch it's 8 women and only 2 men, and I was like, oh, this is gag. So we head to merch, and immediately we have the Survivor auction. I really, really wish US was this iconic still. They still do they brought back the auction, but it's just not in an iconic manner. They try to make sure it's not this. It's like, why is nothing iconic anymore? What happened? God damn it! But we get here. We're iconic. We have all these legends on the same island, and they're doing the Survivor auction. They're officially merged. We here, baby. Now, the first thing on the docket is a scroll. Tommy and Luke noticed they were the only boys there. Both of them end up bidding all of their money on this scroll. And Luke gets the scroll. If I remember correctly, on Luke's original season, this exact same thing happened. He bid it on a scroll and he didn't know what the fuck it said. And I think it was like a phone call home or something, but he thought it was like an advantage. Similar kind of situation here. I'm assuming he thinks it's an advantage. So he gets the scroll and he has to choose one person to send back to the tribe. I don't know what this man... No, you know what I do know? Luke hasn't seen Survivor US. That's my theory. How don't you know how to spell Sari's name? Sari has played 5 seasons of Survivor US. No way Luke is a fan of Survivor US because 1, you came for Queen Parvati, and 2, you can't spell Sari's name. He hasn't seen it. He's maybe seen just Australia. So he decides to send Parvati back, or he chooses Parvati to go back. And Parvati says, hold on, this will come back to bite you later. Like a spider, like a Black Widow, baby. Like very much so. Do you want to change your mind? I will give you 5 seconds. She counted this grown man down. Counting him down was crazy.
She's so funny. She did not give a fuck.
Funny.
Why did she count this man down? She counted him down.
I thought he was going to switch for a second. I was like, oh, she's really going to get him to switch?
She was pressuring this boy like her. She said, I'm going to count you down like my child. Like, whoa.
When she said that, I was like, damn, Parvati.
Like,
and you see, he hadn't even tried to target her either.
What it might be is the Australia water. It might be the Australia water because goddamn, like she turned into an Australian Survivor player in this season. I'm like, well, maybe not turned into, but it was giving that. But he still doesn't change her mind. He sends her back home. And to what avail? He fucked up because no other advantage comes through this entire auction. It's just food. They're just eating for the rest of the time. But what we see back at camp is that Parvati gets She gets a secret cookie jar. Now, Lee, I've only seen 2 other seasons. So let me tell you about the secret cookie jar. The last person I saw with a secret cookie jar won the motherfucking game of Survivor Australia.
What's his name? Starts with the J. What's his
Jericho.
name? Jericho with the cookie
Jericho.
Monster, the cookie monster. But listen,
Jericho, and get this. Also, Luke's closest ally. If you're involved with Luke in a cookie jar, it's giving divine energy. Like, I need Parvati to go ahead and snatch this up, maybe. But yes, Luke's closest ally, Jericho, he had got a secret cookie jar, and he was like using that all throughout the pre-merge of the season to kind of gain allies, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then he went on to win the game. And I'm like, this needs to be something divine. Like, I need that Fiji island and that cookie jar to really lock in. So Parvati gets that cookie jar, and she finds out that in it is a knowledge is power advantage. Janelle, I want to ask you, what do you think of the knowledge of power advantage?
It don't ever work. Did it work one time?
It worked one time.
Because people can't keep their mouth shut.
It worked one time. Who did it work with? I want to say a winner, D, not D. Who did it work working? It worked one time. Matter of fact, I can probably Google it. I could have swore it worked. But what do you think of it?
I like it. I think it's interesting if you could really.
Miles from last season. Didn't he do it? He literally did it last season. That's who it was. I was like, it was someone recent. Who was it?
I don't even remember. I was thinking of you.
Who did he eat up? Oh my God.
I can't remember.
That girl.
Wasn't it different though? I thought it was different in some way.
Maybe it was different a little bit.
Yes, Miles in the it was something like that. I can't remember how his worked. But my thing with Luke is I thought that was a really dumb call because what generally happens, that person gets something. Like, I feel like
literally
he handed Parvati something. I thought he should have sent Janine. She's like his number one. And in case sending Parvati back would get her some sort of advantage, you would want your ally to have it. I thought that was a huge, huge mistake on his part not to foresee that, because I feel like this is a thing in Australian Survivor. So I thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
And I would go, if he was smart, he should have went to her like, look, usually when they send people back to the camp, they get some sort of advantage. What'd you get?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I was trying to help you out here because I would love to work. He could have finessed that, and he just didn't.
He wasn't thinking, child.
So it's never.
Volatin said Miles stole Kristen's idol and took out PD.
Yeah, it was.
That's why I didn't remember, because Kristen was so.
Who was Kristen? Who was PD? That was very much so. That was because Kristen had the idol that everybody knew. Everyone knew Kristen had an idol. At that point, so he was able to do it. But in US, it's never worked. And Parvati will be the only, I guess, US player, if it were to work, for it to actually be successful. But it would only have been successful on Survivor Australia, which is also interesting if Parvati uses it right. But Parvati's that girl. I can definitely see her.
He has to know who has the idol, because Luke has one that nobody knows about, and Cass has one that nobody knows about. She can't even. She only.
You have to have the knowledge.
Yeah,
you
let her find out though. It's a wrap. She's snatching.
Those are two ops. Those are two biggest ops in her mind, at least, or because I don't know. Well, those are two biggest ops. Because Luke and Cass at this point is going to be given a war, and it's like if she could steal one of their idols, that would be great. But how would she ever know? I don't know.
These people keep their mouth shut. Hint, in America.
Ooh. So at the camp, we see Parvati and Kirby immediately link up. Kirby gravitates towards Parvati. Parvati gravitates towards Kirby. And they decide that they need to lock in. And Kirby's like, like, I really want to work with you, like, really, really bad. Like, I really want to work with, like, girl, I'm working with you. And Parvati's like, well, are you working with Sari too? Like, she brings her girl along, baby. Real quick.
Ride or dies. Like, there's such rider. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand. This alliance is just so damn iconic. This is the most iconic group of people working together I have ever seen. Like, I'm gonna grow up and tell my kids this was the Black Widow Brigade, because good God, like, these icons, these mothers, like this multiverse of madness. Like, I hate that they couldn't get it together. Like, because I saw Kirby said that she would have went to the end and lost happily. Like, I truly do not think Kirby would have turned on them at all. And it's just like, wow, what we could have had.
I do agree that Kirby would have went to the end with them. Just by the energy we were getting.
Right.
These icons!
Look at them. Look at them.
Oh, they're
I just
so
want y'all to take a
iconic.
quick look at them. Wow.
So
This is
iconic.
the Mount Rushmore. This is the
Right.
Mount Rushmore of
That's
international
the group.
Survivor. That's the group.
Oh my God,
I
they
just wanted
eat
to pull
it
it up real quick, but I had
down.
it saved.
No, you're real. But literally, the four of them decide to link up. But Kirby is like, yes, I'm willing to work with you and Sari. I love y'all down. And she was like, I also have Shani. So it's like we have the four icons. Literally, how Janelle was saying earlier, Shani is giving the Sari of Survivor Australia. Kirby's that girl. Like, we have four iconic. This is the Black Widow Brigade.
The Black Mamba and the Black Widow.
The black. This the Black
When she
Brigade.
said that, I was like, oh my God, I loved it.
Like, it's like because I fucking love all four of them. So like to see this come together like this, I mean, wow, I hate that.
I needed it to last longer.
Right.
I needed it to last
do y'all?
longer.
We're skipping ahead a little bit. Would y'all credit Janine for that move or Sari?
100%.
Yeah,
100% Janine.
Yeah,
I would credit both of them. I would credit both of them like at the end. But if it's Janine and Sari at the end, I would credit Janine. If it's Sari and anyone else, I would give Sari that credit. Like they both input it, but Janine. Oh, but this is the thing. It's definitely Janine because Janine is the only reason Kirby knows Sarah hates her in the first. Like Janine ruined Kirby and Sarah's relationship, and then she gradually took Kirby out of this game.
Wait,
took Kirby out of this game. Like, sorry, Divanine. That's a Black Widow. That's the group. Like she's one of them. She should be in the Black Widow Brigade.
Honestly, replace Kirby.
And when she was talking to Parvati, I was like, okay, Parvati, because I don't know if Cass said that to her at all. If she did,
it sounded like a lie.
Right.
It sounded like a lie. She just made that up.
So I'm like, Parvati, think. Like you can't automatically hear somebody say that and then you go for the jugular because they might be wanting you to drop one of your numbers so y'all back to even and they're not.
Yeah. Like her beefing with Cass.
Ooh. Right. And I was happy Cass won immunity because of that because I didn't know if it was even true or if she was just trying to get her. She was just trying to work some magic and it worked. It worked.
It worked. Magic. That's that witchery. She got it, y'all. That Brujeria.
Shut up.
That purry. She got that purry. Oh my God! It done traveled to Janine. What was that girl name who had the purry last season?
I forget her name. Y'all, what was her name? The Chaco though. Who had the purry last season? She went home so early. My mama.
My mama, my queen. But she gave it to Janine. That's all I know. So Indy Diva. So yes, they link up and they create the Black Widow Brigade. This is what I would be telling my kids. This is what y'all need to know. This is the Black Widow Brigade right here. And the four of them link up and Kirby starts letting Shani know, hold on, girl. Sarah not talking to us no more. What's that tea? Like we need to link up with Sari and Parvati. And honestly, like Sarah, I don't know what's going on, but I got my eye out for Selena. So she's dropping that little seed.
I wish that she I guess went into more detail about this relationship with Sari and Parvati because from their perspective, they're like, she just randomly turned on her closest ally. And it's like, no, Sarah's a weirdo. I promise you. And then Sarah kind of fucks Kirby up too because of her conversation with Parvati later on. It's just like
right after this.
My sister.
Literally right after this, she goes to Parvati. And Kirby earlier had let Sari know that Sarah is the type of person to not work with big threats. She wants all the big players out, which is true from my understanding of Sarah's gameplay. Then Sarah tells Parvati that exact same thing, but about Kirby. She's like, yeah, Parv, Kirby, she doesn't fuck with threats. That's why she took out David. And I don't know what she's doing over there, but she really doesn't like threats. And it's like, damn, you're projecting, queen. But hey, go off, play the game. This is when Parvati and Sari, they collaborate. And Sari is like, this is what Kirby said about her. And Parvati's like, Sarah just said the same thing about Kirby. And I think this is what started a seed of doubt between the Kirby situation in general, because I think Sari and Parvati are like, who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Can we trust Kirby? And I think that's what led to Kirby's demise, honestly. It's like they weren't sure if they could trust Kirby, even though Kirby was doing all the right things, all of this other information. It was like, hold the fuck on. Like, Kirby involved in too much.
And this is why I don't like Sarah, because at the root of this is Sarah. Sarah attached herself to Kirby and then fucked up her game. I blame Sarah.
Real. That's valid. Child,
I wanted to say really quickly, when this link up happened, I was like, Parvati and Sari are sitting pretty. They got this four, plus they still got the world on their side. Like, I was like, yes, girls. Like, I'm so excited.
It was nasty. So we head into the immunity. This was that iconic immunity challenge. I still don't know what it's called, but it's when the grates are in the water and you have to breathe through the grates up under the water.
That challenge be scaring the fuck. I could not do that.
No?
I would drown.
You would not. You would just leave from under the grate.
I would drown. I would have.
But no, I wouldn't do good at the challenge at all. I feel like I'd be getting too much in I have too many thoughts going on at once. Like I'm thinking about everything in the world. And then it started storming.
Right.
What the fuck? Rain dropping in your nose? And I'm already trying to hold my breath? Fuck no. But this was iconic. And it came down to, you know what's crazy? Sorry to segue. This season feels like an all-star season. I don't know when is that war felt like, but like even the situation, the fact that this challenge went on so long and then it had to get canceled, this just feels like something that would happen in an iconic season, like literally. So it got down to the last 4 people, which was Tommy, Luke, Janine, and Cass. They were eating it up, and they all 4 had to stop the game midway because of the storm. And JLP gave them an option. They could either all draw rocks to determine who wins, or they could just say none of us win and we all need to be vulnerable. They decided to draw rocks. What did you think they should have done?
Wait till tomorrow.
I was just going to say, go back out there.
They didn't have no days. That's
right. They don't have no days. But I was like, this is so dumb. Come on.
I was thinking, I thought they were just going to make them hold their motherfucking breath up under, like, because at the end of the or at moments in the challenge, it's just a holding your breath competition, honestly. Yeah. And we saw Survivor Borneo. On Survivor Borneo, that was an immunity. The immunity was literally hold your breath. And Jervis damn near won that immunity. And it's like, honestly, like that's kind of a variation of this. They could have still went to them grates. And although the grapes were fully submerged, you're going to be fully submerged with them grates. We're going to put a camera down there and the person who holds their breath the longest wins, because that's what the challenge turns into by the end of it. But I get them not feeling comfortable and not ready or whatever, but shit, something.
I feel so bad for Janine because Janine was so locked in. They was tapping her. She didn't even know what was going on.
Literally. Like anybody could have got this, but did any of them go home? I don't think they did.
No. Yeah.
So, hey, I guess.
I honestly, for a second, I was like, are they all going to be given immunity?
Right.
Honestly, though. Because it's like, how do you make this fair? Like, it was so hard to make this fair. But Tommy ends up getting the immunity necklace. He wins the rock draw or whatever.
A part of me really likes Tommy. I don't know.
Yeah.
He
I
seems
saw him going for my girl's neck. He's dead to me.
Ooh.
I'm that type of person. It's like if you go for my favorites, I can't rock with you. I will.
You gotta go.
Real.
Even if it's not, it don't have to be nasty, but like I ride for my favorites, and you go after my favorites.
Yeah, he whatever for me. He whatever, but he does feel like I don't feel bad that he's here. I feel like he still has an energy to him of like, you play Survivor for, I guess, but he's not my. He's actually my least fave. Like
he's about to come out according to this next episode. So
and I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. I really, really don't. Well, now that Sarah's gone, he's my least because Sarah's pissed me off. I used to love Sarah too.
Yeah, gorgeous girl, gorgeous girl,
beautiful girl.
When she walked out for that jury, I said, "Walk, mama!"
Yes.
Like she looks
good. So we head back to the cap. Luke and Janine, they decide they're gonna Luke and Janine, Shawnee, and Sarah, they all discuss how they need to stick together Aussie Strong. This was the Aussie Strong round. They were trying to stick together Aussie Strong, and they were just going to vote Cass out, and they're going to lie and say they're voting Lisa out. That is the plan.
And I was like, this is pretty simple.
Very simple.
No other steps. No other steps at all. Okay.
Very simple here. Cass, Lisa, and Tommy talk, which is the World Tribe big 3 at this point. Well, the little 3 on the World Tribe. No shade. And they're like, well, who would the other tribe not go to rocks for? And they feel like that person is Janine. They're like, they wouldn't go to rocks for Janine. So all 5 of us should just vote Janine. So that's what they end up relaying to Sari and Parv. So the 5 world are planning to vote Janine. The 5 Australia are planning to vote Cass. So we think.
Until
the big 4 talk. We get to talk with the real alliance. Sarah, not Sarah. Ooh. At first, we get to talk with Sarah. She's not a part of the big alliance. First, we get to talk with Sarah. Sarah lies and tells them they're voting Lisa. That's not true. They're actually voting Cass. Then we see that Shawnee is like, I'm not working with them. I'm working with Kirby, Sari, and Parvati. Then we see the big 4 talk. And the big 4 all discuss who should we vote potentially. And Kirby is like, well, you know, Sarah saying my name. So we can definitely do that. And that was history. Not history, but it kind of was, because that's what the real plan is. All them other plans is fake. We can watch that down the motherfucking mountain, because Sarah is now the real plan. They're literally agreeing that the 4 of their votes can be enough, because
they
don't
have
have
ran this
tribe.
game. They could have ran this game.
They should have ran this game.
But Miss Janine.
And it's like, she's such an icon. I can't even hate her for it. Like,
I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad that she
ate it up. She ate that up. But it's like, damn it. That up. Like, I've never won this bad on an all-star season. Like,
what's so bad? Down to who even made the merge. The fact that all the men went home. The fact that we got all these iconic women. The fact that they linked up. The fact that they were working together. They pulled this vote off. We were winning down.
We got one vote, though. We got one vote.
We got that one
vote.
I
will cherish this vote for the rest of my life.
We got to celebrate that. We got to celebrate that, because this is what you look forward to when you see these all-star seasons. The people that you love. Like, when did I ever think that I was going to see Parvati and Shawnee, Parvati, Shawnee, and Sari, Parvati, Shawnee, Sari, Kirby on the same island? While
working together?
Rachel Riley back in the Big Brother. Like, it's a crazy year. You know what I mean? Like, this is what you look forward to. I was so excited. And I knew they were going to link up in some respect, because Parvati had Shawnee on her podcast.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. I need to go watch that then. I didn't know that.
Good.
Be right back. We finna get to the tribal council, but somebody knock on my door. I don't know who
knock on the door, yeah. Ooh, girl. Ooh, I don't think I can take it from here, because we go to the tribal council, and then I don't think much happened at the tribal council, was it?
It was pretty straightforward. The 3 world were putting their votes somewhere, which I don't even remember where. And then the 3 other ones were putting their votes on Cass, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and it says Lisa whispers that if I was on their tribe, I would play an idol on Sarah. So he says, but Kirby has the idol, so if she wants to play, we would need to play it. But then we get to the votes, and it's 4-3-3. Yeah, and then Sarah goes home.
It was giving y'all. It was the Christian, whoever was trying to set the time, go to church. Anyways,
girl, you can't scare me like that. I was like, oh, I don't remember this tribal at all.
No, you good. Lisa is basically scared that the whole thing is a ploy and that Kirby isn't really with them, and that's why she did that. But it didn't matter, because at the end of the day, it wasn't. And the 4 girls voted together. It worked, and then we had not for Lisa, but it worked for the people I wanted it to work for. But the other people on the tribe, the 3 world people and then the 3 Australian people, they ended up voting for the people they thought were getting voted for. And then the big 4 were able to actually successfully get Sarah out of the game.
4-3-3, bitch. That was a nasty.
It was nasty. Now, this is where I was like, Kirby, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Because Parvati and that's the thing, we have hindsight 2020, so we know Parvati and Sari are actually working very closely with Lisa and Cass at this point. So Parvati and Sari got everything they needed. Lisa and Cass are still working with them. Tommy is being loyal to Lisa and Cass right now, so they have all 5 of the world. They're in an alliance with 4 of them, and they just took out a number on the Australian side, so they have the majority over that. And Cass, not Cass, Kirby, now you're relying on Parvati. You need Parvati and Sari to stay loyal to you, or else you're going to be out of the game. So I was like, even before I saw the next episode, I was like, oh, Kirby, I'm not sure.
Luke and Janine are pissed. They feel burned by Kirby, and that's why we hear Janine do what she does to get Miss Kirby. Like you said, she's been setting this up, because that was twice that she was burned by Kirby. She's like, y'all, you're not going to do this again. You know what I mean? And interesting enough, it didn't, at least they didn't show it. None of the world people were mad. They didn't say
nothing. But that thing, our people didn't get voted out. I don't give a fuck. Right. And that's why I'm like, Kirby, baby, because you're pissing off other people.
The reason why I wasn't that scared was because I was like, I just like, if you are like a good player, the type of player that I think Kirby is, you can kind of eat at your own numbers and still do well a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I do understand what y'all are saying, because at the end of the day, you got clipped by them for a reason. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But initially, I was not scared, because I thought Kirby could work with them and still go far. Especially if this was the loyal group. If this was the new alliance and all 4 of them were loyal to it, she would have had no issue at all. But listen, it's like,
I was worried about what we see in this bottom row, because that's all it would take.
That's tea. That is tea.
Them aligning. You know, I was like,
yeah, because y'all just played in all of their faces. To be honest,
well, not
and
really, because Parvati didn't. They told the world the plan.
They told them the plan.
They didn't want to do it.
Yeah, they hinted at them the plan.
To hop on board, and they chose to go otherwise. And that's what I would have said. Like, y'all, we told you that we was trying to get Sarah, and y'all wanted to go somewhere else. But she didn't necessarily turn on them. But that bottom row is what I was nervous about, and what I'm nervous about moving forward.
Yeah, that's tea. Ooh, that's tea. And especially with Parvati mentioning in this last episode that, you know, Kirby going, I'm the biggest target. So it's like, girl, you need to lock in, mama.
Very much so. Child. So we move over to the final 9. Like you said already, Janelle, Luke and Janine are done with Kirby. They're not feeling it at all. Meanwhile, Kirby is really, 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 really trying to get Parvati to lock in as her ride or die. She's like, I love you so much. Like, I'm locking in with you. Like, I want to be your ride or die. We're final 2. Say we're final 2. Like, say it back to me. Repeat it. Like, she was like really asking for it. They were doing a cute little flirt thing.
Yes, it's the music on. I'm like, y'all know what y'all doing.
They know exactly what they doing. And I'm falling for the propaganda. I'm here for it, bitch. I'm here for it. Please give it to me.
I need this every season. Matter of fact, bring them both back for the next Australian Survivor season. Like I need it every season because this was kind of hot.
When did you see anything like this? Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, yes.
Nothing like this.
Yes. So they're still seemingly okay. Meanwhile, Cass, and this is why Cass is low-key icon, she pulled Lisa to the side and she said, what was that? Like, Cass and Lisa had this quick little conversation. They was like, well, you know, they're cute or whatever, but that was a little too cute for me. Like,
Cass be taking little mental notes, like, note it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they got their eye out for Selena very much so. Meanwhile, Janine and Luke had their eye out for Selena, but now it's like, fuck Kirby. Like, they're way past where Cass and Lisa at. Cass and Lisa are side-eyeing. Janine and Luke have been wrong by Kirby too many fucking times. They're like, she gotta fucking go. And this is when they agree they're gonna divide and conquer. Janine said, I'm finna get close to Parvati and Sari and see what the fuck I could do. Luke, do whatever. That's exactly what the fuck.
And they ate this up. They ate this up this episode. Like, wow. I like Janine, but I find Luke annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Luke annoys me. And not
Luke is objectively annoying.
I know his real world tea, but even excusing that, it's just like I don't really care for the personality type.
It's crazy because before I knew the real world tea and I watched his original season, I was like, okay, my first initial thought was like, damn, he kind of hot. He was like kind of hot to me. I was like, oh, I see it. And then him and Jericho hate this like damn near Kirby Parvati type of relationship. And it's no shade, but it was giving like friendly for the LGBTQ. I was like, wow, they're like kind of hot together. And then I really liked him. And then when he started playing the game, I was like, he's cracked and kooky, but it felt like who's like one of them alternative, like kind of like a Spencer, like scrappy. It felt scrappy at a moment. I was like, he's kind of scrappy. And then I found out that T and I said, never mind. Everything he does is annoying. And honestly, this season, he has a egregiously annoying personality in general. I feel even on his original season, he was annoying, but it's depending on how you're viewing him at the time. If he's like an underdog in a season full of bitches I don't like, I could see how this would be scrappy and entertaining. But in a season where it's a bunch of mothers and icons, bitch, I don't give a fuck about you or your Trump support from Australia. Girl, but we move. So Janine eats it up. She goes to Parvati and she says, and she doesn't really say anything. She kind of lets Parvati come to the conclusion.
Slick with it.
Yeah, but she's like, yeah, I mean, you and Cass, how do you feel about Cass again? And Parvati was like, I mean, we have like a friend-ish, frenemy type of vibe going on. And she was like, yeah, it's surprising because I feel like y'all are two people who might potentially, I don't know if it could really work. Like, y'all are both great people. Like, you're great, she's great. And Parvati's like, well, why? Did you talk to her? I don't think Janine talked to her at all. But when Parvati said, why did you talk to her? She said, yeah, I mean, we had a conversation. She said, well, what did she say about me? And she was like, well, she did talk. And I feel like the energy I got was that maybe y'all couldn't live in the same world. She didn't say nothing. Mind you, she said nothing. She didn't say Cass say any word. She didn't say any word that Cass said. She said, I feel like I got a vibe.
I love Janine, bro. I live because she really, like, she is clocking the social hierarchy of the gang, and she's using it to her advantage. Like, and it's so slick. Like, I feel like that's low-key what Tony was trying to do at the tribal with the lockbox. It's like, oh, I know you have the lockbox, even though he didn't know about it. Like, she doesn't know this information. She just senses it, and she's using it to her advantage. Like, that is nasty gameplay.
And it's
nasty.
It's like she strategically put Cass in Parvati's web so Parvati can start spinning it. And Parvati didn't even hesitate. Like, that's why, like, are you going to check Parvati? Are you going to try to think? You know what I mean? Because, like, don't just hop on this as fact. So,
I think a little bit Parvati already was like, Cass gonna be a problem. And I think all this did was ignite that feeling she had in her heart of that whole time. She didn't really, I don't think she was like really thinking, Janine didn't tell you nothing, Queen. Like, you really jumped to that conclusion and then left that conversation because Janine didn't really give any information. What did Cass say? We don't know. What was Cass feeling? We don't know. When did y'all talk? We don't know. Like, you didn't ask no facts, baby. She said nothing. And he was like, yeah, I knew Cass was a problem. I'll check that anyway.
But that's why I'm so scared because of her losing Kirby like this, because Kirby was gonna fight to the end for Parvati, and Janine is a smart cookie. Janine got Luke. Cass don't like Parvati. It's too goddamn much.
It is. So we head to the immunity challenge. This immunity challenge was cunty. It was like these two big beams, and they had to hold them beams up. And I like that they get
that.
Hell no. I would be Sari. I'm done. Well, I would have looked around. I would have thought, let me go ahead and get my big ass down. I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Because it's 15% of your body weight, he said, or 10%, whatever, a percent, 25. Who cares? A percentage of your body weight is what you're holding up. And I remember I did the calculations of what that would be. And I think he said each beam is that amount, or maybe altogether. I don't know. But for me, it was like 35 pounds or something like that, or 30 pounds. I was like, ooh. And then like the way they're holding it, this is fully shoulder, bitch. Like shoulder, a little bit of back. Like, you're not using any other body, but not your legs, not your hips, not your thigh. Like, I would have dropped down.
How is Parvati like so good at these endurance competitions? Does she have like a fitness class or something? Like, because this girl, like, she is an endurance queen. Same with Cass though. But I've been seeing Parvati do it for years. Parvati in these endurance comps, like, how are you still as good as you were 15, 20? It was years ago.
She's 42 years old holding these beams in the top.
And she got abs too. Y'all saw them abs. Like, Parvati body is tea.
Yeah, Cass is her biggest immunity challenger. You know what I mean? It's nothing. Get her out because she can beat most of those people in immunity challenges. We've seen her. You know what I mean? The Australians are dropping like flies.
Yeah.
They are.
Shout out to our podcast in the chat. Shout out to
Yes. So she's eating it up. Parvati's eating it up, and Cass is eating it up. It comes down to them. This is where JLP mentions the deal, and Parvati was like, shh. But it doesn't matter because Parvati ends up dropping. She really, really wanted to win because she wasn't trusting Cass at this point because Janine got in her head. But Cass ends up winning the immunity, and then they head back to the tribe. And very quickly, Parvati was like, "Let me clear this up real quick before we get too far away." So she pulls Cass, and she's like, "Well, you know, girl." And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I kind of thought Parvati. I was like, Parvati, you're not being that subtle in this conversation. Like, if I was Cass, I would have been like, this girl don't trust me at all. Like,
because she was like, maybe a hint to what we see in this next episode.
Oh, and it might be because she was like, I feel like you don't trust me. But I mean, people were telling me that you were saying my name, and Cass was like, and this is why I know Janine didn't talk to Cass because Cass seemed genuinely confused. She was like, girl, I never said that. Like, what? I never said that. Like, girl, please. So she clears it up and we kind of move on, but I was scared for this. I was like, girl.
I'm wondering if Parvati gonna take that girl idol.
That was
that would
I want her to find out so bad, but I think she should take Luke's. But I want her to find out so bad. She just needs to find out somebody got one.
She do.
Like, let somebody rip one out at tribal and just snatch
it's over, right? Luke, I feel like it would be Luke. I feel like anyone who would like slip up or show it or try to be da-da-da-da, it would be Luke. And then she would snatch the fuck out of that shit. Good luck. So Parv and Kirby talk because they are final two at this point. And their goal is to break up the trio of Cass, Tommy, and Lisa. Like, Parvati is fully in the mindset that Cass is after her. She's like, I mean, I wish I could vote out Cass, but damn, I can't even do that. So I'm thinking Lisa instead, right? So that's the move. That's what Kirby and Parvati are planning to do. Vote Lisa. And this is Kirby's like, promise me you'll never write my name down. Promise me this and this and that. Like, Kirby feels vulnerable in this moment, it feels. I've never seen her play, but in this moment, I'm like, Kirby seems like she's latching. Like, Jesus. So yes, Kirby then goes to the rest of the Australians, Shani, Janine, and Luke, and tell them the plan is Lisa. So seemingly from Kirby and Parvati's point of view at this point, the plan is Lisa. Whole time, Shani don't want to do that. Is this how Shani usually plays, y'all? Is she usually like a plan gets made and then she has another plan, or what type of player is Shani? I
feel like she's played a lot from the bottom and had to like fight week after week, and she's pulled off some stuff when people are after her. She's pulled off some moves, so she's a fighter in my opinion. This isn't unusual. I was surprised because I didn't expect her to run back to them and try to get Sari. I did not expect that at all. I don't even necessarily understand why per se, but she's a fighter. She's like scrappy, like fight from the bottom type of a player.
She also gives me like thrives in chaos type thing. So like I was not shocked at all. Like from what I've seen in Hero versus Villains, this is definitely her type of tea.
Got you.
Please watch her early seasons, yo. They underestimated her so bad, and she got the best of them several times.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Them original seasons of Survivor, I've only seen the first two, and they weren't like super dynamic, like from what I hear from Titus versus Rebels and what we saw last season. But what I noticed was there was always an underestimation of someone. The first two winners, like super highly underestimated, like because you don't know the history of these people because it's newbies. It's like such an interesting things that people can pull off. There was like people who I didn't even like as players, but because Survivor Australia is so long, it's like I didn't like them. And then they got in a bad position and they started surviving. And I was like, shit, I have no choice but to kind of stand you, queen. Like, right. And that happened so many times on those first two seasons because they're so fucking long. I'm like, damn, you still here? You're kind of iconic. I don't know. Yeah. So yes, very interesting.
Definitely Shani. Like she fought for her life, and she has a lot of immunity wins. A lot. I want to say like 6, 7, something like that.
Oh, Diva.
Let me get into the Shani universe.
I gotta get into it.
Watch Shani seasons, both of them. Watch her first one and her second one with David.
Y'all, after Big Brothers, because the truth is, Love Island started, Big Brother started, we was busy. After that, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna start watching them again. Like, this is a good show, period.
Yeah. If you ever start like recapping old seasons, let me know. I'll try to join in.
I know that's right. Yes. This is what we need to do. The fuck? Get into the rewind. Okay.
Yeah.
So Shani, she goes to Luke with this plan. The plan is, she's like, maybe we should join the trio of Cass, Tommy, and Lisa and use that to our advantage. And Luke, this is music to his ears. He's like, okay, I'm about that. So he goes to the trio and he tells Lisa, he's like, the vote is on you. They're talking about voting you, Lisa. So maybe the three of us can, or the five of us, us and Shani, we can get together and we can vote someone else. And that is when Sari's name comes.
I hate that they keep throwing it out to damn Sari.
Right. And that's what Sari did. She's like,
she said that during the Tony.
Yes.
During the Tony thing, she was
like,
why is Sari name getting thrown out all of a sudden? Like that tribe, I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't watch shit, watch that Tony Tribal Council. Everything was said, but that was hilarious. She's like, why is my name now getting thrown out? That ain't never happened before.
They gave the Nini leaks. Why am I in it?
No, literally, because it used to never ever be Sari. It was never Sari's name like that. Like that doesn't usually happen, but this season it's just like Sari every day. She's sick of it. I'm sick of it for her. So yes, that's how that occurs. And then we get Miss Queen Janine. Janine's like, I got a plan of my own. She's not even involving Luke in this, which is crazy, y'all. Like,
thank God for Janine.
Thank God for Janine.
God, because I would rather Kirby over Sari. No shade.
Right?
Ooh. And this is why Janine honestly is like low-key that girl, because she fully within herself. She said, I'm not telling Luke. I'm not telling Shani. I'm just going to go and I'm going to talk to Sari and we're going to see what we can do. She has a conversation with Sari and they end up landing on the fact that Kirby is a threat. And Sari's POV is Parvati getting a little too close to Kirby. So I might need to nip that in the bud, and this might be a good plan. And Janine is like, if us two and the rest of your crew the rest of the world vote out Kirby, those will be the votes. That will be enough. So shouldn't we just do that? And this is where Sari kind of has to do this, I guess, debate in her head of should I take out Kirby and talk to Parvati about doing this, or should we just stick to the plan?
And I will say this, now we're going through it, this is a little bit on Kirby a little bit too, because she put way more work into Parvati than Sari. And maybe it's because she's not a huge fan. She doesn't realize that you cannot ignore Sari. Okay? You need to be Izzy to Sari. Sari or Lisa. You need to make Sari think you are a loyal soldier, baby. Because if not, she gonna get you up out of here. Okay?
Literally. Child. So Sari decides she does talk to Parvati. Parvati pushes back at first. When she does talk to Parvati, Parvati's like, girl, I don't know about that because I feel like Kirby's actually going to be loyal to us. And then we're going to be stuck with Cass and Lisa. And do we need to do that? And I do feel like specifically for Parvati, it would have been way better for them to take out maybe Lisa, because Lisa's closer to Sari. Lisa is closer to Sari. Kirby's closer to you. Baby, Lisa needed to go. But from Sari's perspective, why the fuck is we taking out Lisa when Lisa's closest to me? Like these are damn near their two closest allies other than each other, Lisa or Kirby. Who's going to come out on top? And I feel like in this moment, Sari's coming out on top by convincing Parvati that Kirby needs to go. So this was a very interesting one. And then that's what happens.
Like she did not want to do it, Parvati, but she gave. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they're a great team. Like I don't think that one, because I don't even get the sense that they're malicious towards each other at all. Do you know what I mean? They just look out, which is so rare, but I like it.
Yeah.
They do like a deep dive of like their games, because I would love to see like the intricate workings of it. And yeah, but Parvati said herself that she was really struggling with this vote, and it sucks because I do think Kirby would have been great for Parvati. However, Janine and Sari, they got it. I'm interested to see how it's gonna
like one or two more votes even before she did something like that. Yeah,
because there's so many excess people, and I'm trying to see how Janine, Luke, and the other three worlds are gonna pivot from here. Like you could easily just take out Shani, Parvati, or Sari next.
Because it's kind of like a duo of Janine and Luke, a duo of Parvati and Sari, a trio of them, and then Shani's kind of just here. This is kind of
that's always Shani.
Damn, is it? That's unfortunate. But it's kind of given this, and I guess in a way, Shani could just link up with Luke and Janine and make sure they're a trio, and then it could be two trios and Parvati and Serena. It's like, well, that's not that great either. But I honestly, now that I'm saying it, I can see people finding this trio of Lisa, Tommy, and Cass as the next biggest problem for the next round. But we saw the preview, and it's like Parvati, Serena
look like they're fighting for their lives.
Because that's the thing, when you're thinking about who's the biggest threats, Parvati and Sari by far, y'all need to get the fuck out of my fucking game. But when you're thinking about what groupings are a problem numbers wise, I do feel like it could be a slight mistake. It could be if you let Lisa, Tommy, and Cass make it too far. No one knows Cass has an
one of them have to go.
One of them have to go. But Parvati and Sari are also two queens, and I would low-key need them to go as well. But this is what we have going into the top 8. This is a very dynamic season for it to be so short.
Like, I hate how short it is. I need at least like 20 more days and 10 more players. Like, I don't know. Like, what I wish they did, because like I said, we talked about this before, but like, I want to see Australia versus just US. And I hate that they brought Parvati, Sari, and Tony for this, because I do feel like that's going to happen one day. And we won't get to see Parvati, Sari on that. And I kind of want that. And I want it to be like a full length season. It doesn't have to be, because Survivor Australia is like 40-something days, right? It doesn't have to be 40-something days, but just 30 days. Like a cute 30-day season with like 20 people, maybe like 14. But I hate that this was only like, it's just such short.
Yeah, wasn't it like 2016 to 26 or 16 days or 20 days or something like that?
16 days.
16 days. 16 carriage days on that island. But yes, here we are. We can tier rank the girls now. We be tier ranking the girls now. Let's get into it. I know that's right. Real quick, real slick thoughts on the girlies. At the bottom, last episode we had Luke and Kaya. Oh, do you know what Kaya Asylum is?
What,
do you know? Do you know what? Okay, Kaya Asylum is a category we have on this list. It is essentially who? I don't know who you are. You're irrelevant. You know, that's how we felt about
go
these
ahead and
3
move Miss Cass out of there. She's coming up. The other two.
Okay, she coming up. Okay, wait. So Luke, do we need to? Honestly, for me, Luke is kind of still here, and I'm not going to lie.
What did you mean? He wasn't even in on this.
Anything. He was left out of both plans. Actually,
both of them.
He has not been the leader, a part of nothing really. Like ever since David left, his game has been a chop.
Yeah,
he ain't been.
Do we need to move him down? We can move. I was like, I guess he got idle. I don't care. Chop for coming for the queen. I don't know.
I'm fine with Chop.
Chop for coming for poverty. Chop for poverty counting down to her child and to her child not listening. I know that's right. Cass is going straight to camp. She might be a mother. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm fine with camp. Not mother, but
not mother because she's not a Black Widow.
She's not a Black Widow. But
I agree. She's quickly emerging as a force, and I'm so interested to see what she's going to do. Like I can't wait till I'm nervous for the next episode, but I can't wait to see what sparks this fiery tribal council because I am nervous.
I'm scared.
Me too.
Tommy,
he can stay in Kaya.
He's staying right there. Hey man, Sarah, Chop.
She's gone. She went home. Bye, girl.
She out of here. Act the fool, girl. Janine,
mother, I'm sorry.
She has to be. I think she earned it the last episode.
She took out Kirby. Essentially, she took out Kirby.
Yeah.
And Sarah. Damn near. Right. She took out Sarah. And
she top of mother Neen.
I'm sorry.
I'm with you. Like she took that seed. She didn't even have to plant the seed. She just set it at Parvati's doorstep, and Parvati took it and planted it and watered it her own self.
Same with Serene.
Yes.
Who did the fire during the fire making?
Sarah. It was Sarah versus Serene.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. Tony, he went home.
You can put him in Chop.
Yeah. Like it was bad. He was acting a fool as well. Honestly, Sarah got to be at the bottom. Honestly, he kind of had a good tribal council.
It was good. It was entertaining.
I'm moving him to child. I'm putting him in child because like
you can have it. You can have it.
That was entertaining. He was there. We have Cass in camp. Shawnee was in camp.
She can stay in camp.
She can stay in camp.
I would say behind. Yeah.
Yes.
Below Cass.
I think Cass should be at the top in my opinion.
I agree. Honestly, I'm gonna have Lisa could be in mid.
Little mid for Lisa.
She was irrelevant this last episode.
Yeah. I love her personality so much. It's just I do want to see more. I feel like they're kind of. This is probably true, but the edit is giving she is just a Serene minion, and I do want to see her like kind of branch out of that. But girl, we only got like 4 episodes left, so do your due diligence, mama. Get Serene to the end.
Yeah. We had Kirby and mother. She's still my mother.
She's still my mother, but I'm not gonna put my sister in Chop. She Chop.
Janelle, what you think?
I think she's in Chopped. I'm so
sorry.
They swung and chopped her head all the way across.
They literally chopped her.
I really felt sad for her. Like in
did.
Her little video after she said Parvati's vote hurt the most. I swear she's in love.
No, actually should be
the most. She did not see that coming whatsoever.
If y'all decide on Chop, I'll let y'all have it. But girl,
she can be child. She can be child next to Tony for being an icon.
That's fine. I don't fight too hard. It's fine.
Okay, for being an icon.
Just honestly, because I love her. Kirby, I love you so much, Diva. You know, I'm scared because Kirby would definitely come back for another Survivor Australia season. And it's like, is she gonna be the known for the girl who flips at merge? Like, we can't let her get to merge because she's gonna flip. Like, she gonna have to unwork some of this like legendary status she got from being on this season. I feel.
I see that. Serene is always in mother. She's not moving.
Can't move her.
Parvati is always in mother. I kind of don't even feel right having anybody above her. I'm not gonna lie.
Janine earned it. Janine
earned it this episode.
Especially because Kirby being so loyal to Parvati and Parvati losing her, you gotta be under Janine. Yeah. Oh damn. So here's our list. Chat thoughts. Send y'all thoughts, y'all. I know that's right. We ate this up.
The fact that there's really only 2 men left. I hope now one of them is in the final 2. Neither one of them will be in the final 2.
They're not making. Them niggas not making it nowhere. I know that's right.
They bet not.
And they bet not. Thank you guys for tuning in. Janelle, thank you so much for being here. You are literally amazing. Let the girls know where they can find you and subscribe and whatever they can to you.
I'm just Janelle Michaud on all social media. I'm currently mostly tweeting about Big Brother, watching this crazy season. You can find me recapping every single Friday with Silent Podcast. Thank you guys for coming on so much last week.
Yeah.
That's where you can find me, Silent Podcast. Follow us everywhere.
Period. And y'all can keep up with us, of course, every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are live talking Big Brother. Tonight, we are going to be doing our TRK after show with the legendary Taylor Hell.
Yes.
Make sure you guys send in questions for Taylor if you want me to ask her one of your questions, of course. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll be back for the eviction breakdown and the challenge recap. Coming soon, we have Amazing Race. Because I might. Coming soon, we have Amazing Race, of course. And if you haven't seen our Love Island reunion recap, we did that on Monday. So check that out as well. Just get into all of the tea or whatever. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and all of that. Subscribe to Janelle. Follow Janelle. And thank you guys for keeping it real with the kingdom. We're out.